Good morning, I'm on the Antrim Road heading out of Belfast here, and that's the new lodge over there. And this behind me is Duncairn Avenue. During the height of the Troubles, this was not a good area to be in. This was a dangerous area. This is a Duncairn Centre for Culture and Arts. I presume it was a church at one time, and it looks like a Catholic church. Anyway, I've got something very interesting up on the wall here. We're just on the corner, and there's a nice piece of street art just up high on the gable wall. And it says, "The Lonely Passion of Judith Hearn," and it remembers and celebrates Brian Moore, 1921 to 2021. And if you've read any of Brian Moore's books, you'll be enthralled. This is Belfast as he remembers it from the distant shores of Canada and Malibu. This is Belfast in the raw. This is Belfast with its religious angst and troubles and depression. And this is the world and sexual angst as well, frustration. This is the world of world of Judith Hearn, one of the characters, and out of the title of this book, "The Lonely Passion of Judith Hearn." And I read this years ago, and I was completely blown away by it. And The Emperor of Ice Cream's another one. And you see the rosary beads, linking this, connecting this to the Roman Catholic Church. And then there's Judith Hearn's red coat, the only red thing in her wardrobe. And then there's a bottle of whiskey up there because she liked her alcohol. And there's a piano keyboard. These are the major influences, and then there's flowers about the place as well, in her major influences in her rather grey life. And this piece of street art was done by Frizz, Dublin street artist, commissioned specially for this, and it was part of the Brian Moore Festival that ran in 2021, 100 years after his birth. And I have to sadly say that Brian Moore is amongst a number of Belfast writers and poets and musicians and all sorts who have been largely forgotten and ignored by Belfast City followers and Belfast media. And you've got to ask yourself, why is this? I mean, Gary Moore is another example. But Brian Moore should be right up there. I mean, Brian Moore, we have so much to remember Seamus Heaney by. We've got the Seamus Heaney Centre, and you're saying to yourself, why shine the spotlight completely on artists and poets and all the rest of it like Seamus Heaney? And the man is really, really good. But why do that and then totally turn your back on others like Brian Moore, contemporary writer that portrayed what was happening in Belfast, from the 1940s onwards, like no other writer. And this man is internationally renowned, and yet, you know, you ask people in Belfast who he is, and they haven't a clue. And this man should be on our A-level English literature school syllabuses, but he's nowhere. Prolific writer, a literary genius, and it's good that this mural is up here. I didn't even know it was here. But it's the only evidence, it's the only celebration of Brian Moore in Belfast that I know of. And that's pathetic. And this piece of street art was promoted by Paradosso Theatre Group. And it was funded by the Northern Ireland office in conjunction with Belfast City Council. Brian Moore, 1921 to 1999, died in Malibu. And quite apart from his novel writing, he wrote a lot of thrillers. And as I say, he moved away to Canada. He came from a large Roman Catholic family, one of 8. His father was a surgeon and his mother was a nurse. And his father was one of the first Catholics to sit on the Senate of Queen's University. His uncle was a prominent Irish nationalist, Ian McNeill, founder of the Gaelic League and professor of a professor in Dublin. Moore was a prolific writer, and some of the ones that you'll maybe know or I'll mention to you: Emperor of Ice Cream, Lonely Passion of Judith Hearn, The Look of Ginger Coffee are 3 of the ones that stand out. Then there's I Am Mary Dunn, Catholics, The Doctor's Wife, The Black Robe, Temptation of Eileen Hughes, The Magician's Wife, and short stories. To mention one of his other big books, which was The Feast of Lupercal. And if you want to know what Belfast was like through the eyes of a writer, you know, and I'm talking about the period, you know, post Second World War and onwards, get hold of Brian Moore, one of his novels. But to me, Brian Moore is gone, but not forgotten. Check him out. I'm on the very busy Clifton Street, heading out of Belfast. And behind me is the motorway heading to the M2. And the big orange hall here on the left hand side. And a big church in behind it, which I've videoed before. Rather neglected looking, I have to say. But somewhere here is where Brian Moore was born. His house was destroyed in the Troubles, probably in the 70s, but it was probably around here where the West Link goes over. Not absolutely sure, because there's been so much change here over the years. That's Carlisle Circus up above. And Carlisle Circus is just down here. And panning round, this is the very famous St Malachy's College entrance, just beside Lincoln Avenue. This is where Brian Moore attended school. probably walked up this avenue. And he doesn't hold, or he didn't hold, happy memories of St. Malibu's and his time spent there.